Use me as you need. Human, just feed my child. The sun hung low over the valley, casting long shadows across the abandoned farmstead. Marcus had come to this remote place seeking solitude, hoping the isolation would heal the wounds that civilization had carved into his soul. He wasn't expecting to find anyone, certainly not her. She sat on the weathered bench near the fence line, her luminescent blue skin reflecting the golden hour light like water ripples frozen mid-motion. Her eyes were large and expressive, holding within them a depth of emotion that transcended any species boundary. But it was the subtle way she trembled, the protective curve of her arms wrapped around something small and precious, that made Marcus pause before reaching for the rifle slung across his back. "Please," she said, her voice melodic yet laced with desperation. "Please don't shoot." Marcus lowered the gun slowly, studying her with the careful attention one reserves for the unknown. Her clothing was tattered, her skin dulled in patches as if she hadn't properly maintained her bioluminescence in days. She was wounded, genuinely, deeply wounded, but not in any way his weapon could address. "I'm not going to hurt you," Marcus said, taking a careful step forward. "My name is Marcus." The alien woman's shoulders relaxed slightly at his measured tone. "I am Zai'ra," she said. "And this is my offspring, Kale." She gently shifted, revealing a smaller version of herself, a child barely the size of a human toddler, its skin a pale, sickly shade of blue where hers was vibrant. Marcus's defensive posture crumbled entirely. The child looked half-starved, its breathing shallow and labored. "How long has it been?" Marcus asked, moving closer with his hands visible and open. "3 weeks since we crashed," Zai'ra explained, her voice cracking with the weight of survival. "Our vessel struck your atmosphere unprepared. We were running, Marcus. Running from the collective. They hunt us relentlessly. We thought we could make it to the Northern Territories before they tracked us." She looked down at her child with anguish that no translation could fully convey. "But Kale has been sick since the landing. The Earth's atmosphere, it doesn't sustain us as we need. I've been trying to find what we can consume, but I don't know your world. And my child grows weaker." Marcus felt something shift in his chest, a weight he'd carried for years suddenly demanding to be acknowledged. He'd come to this farm to run from his own failures, his own losses. He'd been unable to save the people he loved. Perhaps here, in the middle of nowhere, Providence was giving him a second chance. "Come inside," he said, gesturing toward the farmhouse. "You need shelter, and your child needs care." Zai'ra's expression shifted to something resembling hope, though fear still dominated her features. "Why would you help us? We are not your kind. Many of your species would turn us over to your governments, your militaries." "Maybe," Marcus admitted. "But I'm not many. Come on." Inside the farmhouse, Marcus's simple life suddenly became a mission. He'd stocked the place with supplies for extended isolation, and he began systematically going through what he had. The kitchen revealed canned goods, preserved foods, and various supplies. He brought Zire and Kale to the main room, where a fireplace provided warmth and the large windows overlooked the empty fields beyond. "I need to understand what you can eat," Marcus said practically. "What does Kale need specifically?" Zai'ra's eyes glistened with a fluid that resembled tears but carried a faint luminescence. "We sustain ourselves on a crystalline mineral compound, something your scientists would classify as a form of silicate. On our world, we metabolize it directly from the soil and water. But here..." She looked lost, a mother stripped of every tool she'd ever relied upon. "Here, I don't know where to find it, and Kale needs nourishment urgently." Marcus thought hard. He'd worked with minerals in his previous life. He'd studied geology before everything fell apart. In the barn, he remembered seeing containers of calcium supplements, old gardening amendments, various mineral compounds the previous owner had used for livestock. "Stay here. Keep warm," he instructed, and disappeared into the barn. 20 minutes later, he returned with a collection of mineral-rich powders and compounds. Working methodically, he began mixing small amounts, watching Zai'ra's reactions as she guided him toward combinations that produced a faint shimmer, a sign, she explained, that the molecular structure was beginning to align with what they could digest. Finally, he prepared a small bowl of the mixture with water. Zai'ra took it with trembling hands and gently brought it to Kale's lips. The child drank slowly at first, then with increasing urgency, the pale blue of its skin gradually brightening. "It's working," Zai'ra whispered, tears flowing freely now. "Marcus, you're actually helping us." "He's still weak," Marcus observed. "This will take time." "I know." Zai'ra looked up at him, and in that moment, her composure cracked entirely. "I've been so afraid. On my world, I am trained, capable, honored. Here, I'm helpless. I would do anything to save my child. Use me as you need, Marcus. Make me work for our shelter, for his food. I will do whatever you ask. Just please, just feed my child." Marcus felt the weight of her plea settle over him like snow on winter fields. He understood desperation. He understood what it meant to love someone more than life itself, and to find yourself powerless to protect them. He'd lived that nightmare every day for 5 years. "You don't have to do anything for me," he said quietly. "We help each other. That's what humans do, or what we should do anyway. You need shelter and resources. I need—" He paused, recognizing the truth. "I need to remember why I'm alive." The weeks that followed transformed the isolated farmhouse into something resembling home. Marcus worked through his collection of minerals, carefully analyzing what helped Kale grow stronger. He rationed his supplies wisely, making supply runs to the nearest town with careful discretion, buying mineral-rich compounds under the guise of agricultural needs. Zai'ra, despite her initial weakness, proved to be an invaluable companion. She helped around the property, learned his ways, and more importantly, shared her ways with him. She told him about her world, about the beauty of crystal forests that sang in the wind, about the collective that hunted her for political crimes. She'd refused to allow her child to be assimilated into their hive consciousness, a crime punishable by erasure. Kale grew stronger day by day, his skin brightening until it matched his mother's luminescence. The child's large eyes began to track movement with intelligence and curiosity. One evening, as Marcus sat by the fire, Kale reached out and touched his face, its small fingers gentle and wondering. Zai'ra watched the interaction, and Marcus saw in her expression a mirror of his own redemption. "I came here to die," Marcus admitted one night. "Not dramatically, just to fade away from a world where I'd failed everyone I loved." "And now?" Zai'ra asked softly. "Now I'm remembering what it means to be needed," he said. "What it means that every life, every effort, every small act of care actually matters." Outside, the snow began to fall, covering the farmstead in white. In the distance, the sky held no signs of pursuing vessels or vengeful fleets. For now, at least, they were safe. They had shelter. They had food. They had each other. And in the warm glow of the fireplace, with a child recovering its strength and a mother finally able to breathe, Marcus understood that some encounters change everything. Some moments, when you choose compassion over fear, redirect the entire trajectory of your existence. Zai'ra looked at Kale playing quietly in the corner, his movements growing stronger, his light growing brighter. She turned to Marcus, with an expression of gratitude so profound it seemed to bend the space between worlds. "Thank you," she whispered. For saving us. For saving me. Marcus smiled, a genuine smile, the first in years. Thank you for reminding me I had something left to give. Outside, the night deepened, and the stars, some of them alien, some of them home, kept their eternal vigil over the small farmhouse where three beings from different worlds had found sanctuary in each other's kindness.